me of you saying this. I'm giving a space for Black women to be upset with the way society treats them. Fast forward. Yeah, because I'm tired of looking like a civil rights activist when I try these styles. That's another Black woman. You're denigrating your own hair. So it's not society, it's other Black women. And under the same video, you have conflicting responses. You're saying, I want to give a space for Black women to complain about society. Here comes the society complaining about Black hair, and you liked it. There you are, liking the very society that you want Black women to be able to complain about. I can't take these broads seriously. Who was the first person to tell you that your blackety black hair was somehow wrong? Who was the first person to tell you you needed to straighten your hair? 9 times out of 10, it was your mother, okay? Your blackety black mother, or even your grandmother, because there was a lot of Black women nowadays that were raised by their grandmothers, and their grandmothers told them to straighten their hair. This is an issue that we tend to perpetuate. I was about to make up a whole new word, perpetuize. We tend to perpetuate amongst ourselves is when it comes to our hair. But we want to blame everybody under the sun as to why we don't wear our blackety black natural hair the way it comes out of our head. Black hair is beautiful. Healthy hair is beautiful in general. I'm not saying that, you know, from my white people that's watching, I'm not saying that your hair isn't beautiful. Just like, you know, Sydney Sweeney has good genes doesn't mean that everybody else doesn't. Our hair, the way it grows out of our head, is very unique to us. Anyone trying to push any narrative that, you know, Black hair is just inherently wrong, that there's something wrong with natural hair, understand you are extremely anti-Black. And what's crazy is that you'll have people on here and they'll be white people this, white people that, but then you're the one upholding these so-called white standards. That's what they'll get on. We're just trying to compete with the European standard. You're the one opting into that game. It's like, that's the part that no one ever wants to admit. You are opting into that. No one said that you have to chase that standard. That standard is there for the white women, okay? Just like there is a completely different standard for the Indian women, there's a different standard for the Asian women. If you look at the makeup, and you know, I'm a makeup girly, the makeup that they do over there in China is specific to them. They call it Douyin makeup, okay? It is very specific to them. They do it a certain way. If you look at Indian culture, the Indian women, they have a makeup style that is specific to them. Nobody is saying you have to chase the standard that's set for white women. You could focus on what works for you, but no. Y'all want to set these standards for yourself, but then you want to complain about those standards. That's the part that I can't stand. Y'all will get on here, talk all this stuff about how the white people are doing this to you, white people are doing that to you. And then when I look online and I'm seeing like, who's the main one complaining about this thing? You know, who's the main one complaining about natural hair, short afros? And I look and it's like Scooby-Doo. I put a mask off and it's the same broads complaining about the white standard. So you want to hate on your own hair, the way it grows out of your head, but then you want to say that it's the white people's fault as to why you hate your own hair. Even if somebody else hates it, as you say, if you love it, then why aren't you leaning more into it? That whole independent, I don't care what y'all think. You know, it's so funny. This is just so funny. These broads will get on here. Whenever I say don't wear a bonnet, I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think. I'm gonna leave my house in a bonnet. I don't care. I don't care what you think. The next moment when you bring up, well, why aren't you wearing your natural hair? Well, you know, those white beauty standards, we have to live up to those. I thought you didn't give a thought you didn't care. What happened to all that bold bravado that you just had a moment ago? Where you were telling me, what you ain't gonna do? I'm gonna wear my bonnet. I don't care what you think. Well, why don't you have that same attitude for your so-called oppressor? Why don't you have that same attitude for these so-called beauty standards that are white or European? Why don't you have that I don't care attitude when it comes to that? Sounds like a cop-out to me. Y'all internally do not like your hair. Y'all internally want to be like white women. And that's the part, okay? That's the part. Just come out and say it, that y'all want to be like white women. I would respect you so much more if you were honest about that, instead of like idolizing these women and then demonizing them at the same damn time. It's very weird. It's very confusing. If you are so anti-whitey, then why aren't you embracing all the things that are inherently blacky? Like, I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. It's not for me to understand because I'm not crazy as cat shit. I'm gonna be crazy about some some things. Okay, y'all already know I have this for a reason. I might be crazy about some things. I'm still waiting for them aliens to come through in December. I'm still waiting for them to show up, even though I think they're looking down on us and they like, you know what, lock the doors, let's go. Let's go to Jupiter and see what's happening to Jupiter, because Earth is ghetto. That's what I would do. I would lock them doors to the spaceship so fast, and I'd double click it and look you right in your eyes. I will double click it and be like, okay, yeah. Speed up. Okay, do 5 over the speed limit. Let's get out of here. If you want to get on here and say that, you know, it's the white man's fault why you can't wear your hair, then I'm gonna need you to explain some of these videos that I'm about to play for us. I'm gonna need you to explain how this is the white man's fault. I love my natural hair. And look, you can find beautiful hair on literally every single race of woman. Some things just don't have to be a competition, nor do they have to be the same. Good hair is healthy hair. It has nothing to do with, oh, well, the looser texture is better. Like, no, it's about the health of your hair, because best believe I can show you some extremely loose texture hair, bone straight hair. It's unhealthy. It does not look good because it's unhealthy, not because it's straight. Just like with our hair, I can show you some 4C hair that looks insane. The reason why is because it's not healthy. It wasn't taken care of. Good hair is healthy hair. I'll give you another example. We like to have this conversation about long hair versus short hair. I could show you somebody that has a boneless, has boneless hair, meaning you could see through it, but it's all the way down their back. And you're gonna tell me that that's better than someone who has a short bob where it's thick and you can't see through it? You're gonna tell me that that looks better, even though it's boneless. You can see through it when it's long down your back. No, healthy hair is where it's at. Has nothing to do with your length, has nothing to do with the texture. Is it healthy? Your braids, your locks, they're well taken care of. They are professional. You shouldn't be sent away because you have braids in your hair and because you have locks. Now, if those braids are every color under the sun except the natural color, then yeah, we have a different conversation to have, because guess what? If it was your natural hair, you still had them funky colors, they would still turn your ass away. A lot of these different employers, especially the old school ones, they will have it in the policy that your hair cannot be something that is not a natural color. Doesn't mean natural to you, but just a natural color. Now, if it's pink and blue and all that, ain't nobody got pink and blue hair growing out their head. Once we have the Crown Act on the books and you could sue them for discriminating against you because you are wearing like braids or you have your locks. Now, granted, like I said, if you're gonna have your braids and your locks, they need to look maintained. We have the rules on the books now to protect against that. So there really isn't an argument to be made here. I can't stand people like Michelle Obama. I can't stand that broad. She had every opportunity in the world. 2 terms. Okay, that's 8 effing years. She had 8 effing years to wear her natural blackety black, the way it grew out of her head, hair. She could have done it. And you know, I had someone, when I said that the first time, they were like, oh my God, she was facing so much discrimination. People are already talking about her. Okay, well, if they were already talking about her, go to next step. They were already calling her a gorilla. They were already calling her a man. They were already calling her everything under the sun. They're already roasting you. Why not actually do something productive and wear your natural hair? Make that the standard for you as a black woman, to wear your natural hair. No, this bitch had her hair straight every single time you saw her, with a little bump under it. Maybe a little flick here. And then fast forward now, she want to get on the line. Oh my God, I had to have a glam team. You guys don't know how much it costs us to take care of our hair and to make it presentable. Bitch, you had the opportunity to make your natural hair presentable. Everyone wants to get on here and talk about the revolution, but they don't actually want to do the things that are revolutionary. You know how impactful that would have been for little black girls and actually black women as a whole if our first lady, who is blackety black, her husband's a biracial, but she was blackety black. You know how impactful that would have been for her to wear her natural hair at any of these major events? Do anything that just accentuates her natural curls, whatever texture her hair is, because I have no damn clue. It's always bone straight every time I see it. What I'm saying is she had the opportunity to actually do something for this movement. What did she do? She straightened her hair all the way to hell. I ain't never seen her, unless we talk about the photos from like the 70s. I have not seen her with her natural hair. Y'all are obsessed with white people. That's the part. Y'all hate them and y'all obsessed with them. That's the reason why, you know, we have all this disjointed, discombobulated talking points around topics like this. You want to say how white women want to be us and white women da-da-da-da-da, but then y'all run to put on these platinum blonde wigs. Y'all run to do everything under the sun that the white woman is doing. White women started getting BBLs, and then black women were like, hold my coffee. And then they started getting BBLs, even though we were already known for having big rear ends. Y'all really wasn't embracing your booty until white women started going and buying booty. Now all of a sudden, oh yeah, booty this, booty that. Everything that we have as black women, we can just embrace that. Stop chasing after white women. Let them be. Let them have their own agendas and struggles that they're dealing with, because every group of women has their own struggles that is unique to them. Let them go deal with that. We need to focus on us. Stop trying to be like white women and then get mad at white women and hate white women. I would rather folks just come out here and just be honest. Just say, I want to be like a white woman. Just say that, rather than jumping through all these different hoops and then also hate on white women at the same damn time. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's like the craziest love-hate relationship. Now, the first video that I want to pull up for y'all, this is from another natural hair girly. This is actually Julie. I've been watching her content for quite some time, and she does the damn thing.
So I wanted to talk about the importance of booing certain people whenever they speak. So there is this natural hair makes me look like a civil rights fighter rhetoric that got popular on TikTok, that several natural hair girlies had to come out to speak against or make TikToks in opposition of.
You are under spells, people. You're under spell. I ain't under no spell. You are.
We ain't got time for games. If you don't want to be African, no problem. Get away from me.
If you guys didn't know, there was this huge trend on TikTok where you had black women, okay, not the white man, okay, not Becky with the good hair, blackity black women getting on here and saying that natural hair was civil rights hair. Oh, you look like a civil rights activist. Oh my God, I can't wear my natural hair because of white people. It's the white man. White woman is the reason why I can't wear my natural hair, you guys. And then there you go. That natural hair, that looks like civil rights hair. You look like a civil rights activist. Y'all will complain, oh my God, the white man. But then you are the ones dismissing and denigrating the very things that make you blackity black, the things that are unique to you. It's just like with the feminist movement, where you have all these ideas about what greatness is, and it's all things that are tied to what men can do. But then the things that are inherently for a woman, the things that are inherently for us, we're like, oh my God, ew, have babies? Why would I want to have babies? Why would I want to be the one thing you can exclusively do as a woman? Make babies, bring babies into this world. The one thing you can exclusively do. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to go do what the men can do. But then you want to complain about the patriarchy. Bitch, you are the patriarchy. There, I said it. You are the misogynist that you're complaining about. Because men are telling you to go do what women can do, have babies, because men see the value, maybe not all, but men see the value in what you can do as a woman. And then you're like, no, it's only valuable if a man can do it. I can do what a man can do. The patriarchy. Oh my God, the patriarchy. No, that's you. That's you internalizing that and putting it on yourself when men wanted you to embrace what a woman could do. It's the same damn concept. So we have our natural, beautiful hair, the way it grows out of our head. The activists back then, they were rocking their afro. And y'all want to try to denigrate it and try to use that as a diss? Oh, that looks like civil rights hair. Bitch, if you don't get up out my face, what you're not gonna do is criticize them for being revolutionary with their hair and embracing their natural beauty standard, which was your natural kinky hair as it grows out of your head. And these same folks that'll get on here and be like, yeah, this is civil rights hair. Guess what? They're always complaining about racism. They're always complaining about the white man, but then they want to use Black history, Black struggle as a diss towards other Black people. And sis is killing
There's always been this propaganda that natural hair should be the face of hardship, strife, activism, or religion, not just a literal part of you that grows out of your head that women get to enjoy and bask in, like any normal woman. So I saw this video of this creator on TikTok talking about how short natural hair is very restrictive and unbeautiful, and how it makes her look nuts, especially if it's not the soft, finer textures. Her words, not mine. But yeah, let's watch the video.
If we're going to talk about protective styles without extensions, we need to talk about the privilege of having long, fully densed hair. Because only people who talk about having, I'm not saying the only people who talk about, but when people talk about doing braids without
or twists without extensions, those people typically have longer hair. And when I say longer, I mean armpit length and longer. Or if your hair is going to shrink up, it's going to shrink up and still touch your shoulders. And we can go into a conversation about how it shouldn't matter how short your hair is, but it does. Especially as Black women, we talk about femininity and beauty. Having long hair matters unless you have a certain aesthetic.
First of all, fix your damn attitude. Y'all worried about the wrong thing. The most feminine thing you can do is have a feminine attitude, have a feminine way of carrying yourself. Y'all bitches want to be burly and masculine and all this other stuff, but then you're like, my hair keeps me feminine. No, you're using hair the same way a transgender would use it. The way a man cosplaying as a woman would use hair. Fix your burly ass attitude. Start there. I bet you if I were to show a woman that had a short, tight 4C afro, but she carried herself like an elegant woman, and then a butch broad with a bust down weave down to her butt, but she had, like I said, a butch masculine attitude, guess who they're gonna say is more feminine? If you see a woman, a Black woman with a tight afro, but the way she carries herself is very feminine, very soft, very elegant, the way she talks to you, the way she dresses, the way she makes you feel, versus someone that has a bust down weave and they talk like this and they have all that masculine energy, they damn near sound like a damn man. Is it the hair or is it the attitude? It's not the damn hair. Fix your masculine attitude. You're worried about the wrong things. You want to put lipstick on a pig, no pun intended. You want to put lipstick on a pig rather than just not be a pig. Stop worrying about the hair, worry about the damn attitude.
Me putting mini twist in my natural 4C low density hair looks crazy. It shrinks up to right here. I look nuts. Oh, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. It does though. And typically when people are suggesting these hairstyles, they're suggesting it and they have long hair. Or they have a softer texture of hair. I just kind of feel like we gaslight women who have 4C hair, have short hair, into thinking that the world is going to view us, because we still need to work and operate throughout the actual society, not the pretend society of social media, that like we're not going to be affected or judged, especially when it comes to our femininity, if our hair isn't perceived as long.
These folks, they want a one size fits all for every goddamn thing. Sis, I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this. Not every style is going to work for everyone. That doesn't mean that the style is wrong. That doesn't mean that the style is bad. It just means it's not going to work for everyone. So yes, people are going to suggest things. Your job as the person with the problem is to go through the different suggestions and try them. Find what works for you. But guess what? That requires work. That requires effort. That requires determination. That requires you to actually try different things and not just give up the first time you do something. They don't want to do that. They want a one size fits all. They want a goddamn guarantee. They want to be able to just see and then just poof, they get the results that they want. It doesn't work like that, honey. You have to try different things and see what works for you. It requires work. It requires time. It requires you to delay gratification. That is going to be the new thing, okay? We have keep that same energy. I need to add on there, delay gratification. Just because you're not seeing results right now doesn't mean that if you weren't consistent and consistently trying new things that you would not see results later on. You want it and you want it now. Even if it takes work, even if it takes dedication, like F all that work and dedication, I just want it now. And I want it to be easy. If you have thinner hair that is also 4C, you need to work with your hair. Talk to other women that have the same texture of hair as you and then see what works. But it's the white man complaining, calling it civil rights hair. I didn't hear any white people saying that. All I saw was Black women saying that it's civil rights hair. I didn't see many white folks saying that. And in fact, when I was a waitress, okay, if you guys didn't know, your girl was a waitress for a few years, and I've been on this blackity black time when it comes to my hair. I've been natural since, I want to say, the 8th grade. My mom put a relaxer in my hair. Shout out to my mom. I love you, but my mom was the first one to put a relaxer in my hair. So when I say it was your mother, I'm telling you from experience, it was my mother too. I love her. I love you, mom, but it's the truth. She was the one who put the relaxer in my hair. I remember the first time I got a relaxer, okay? I was like shocked. I was like, oh my God, my hair is like this. I didn't know what was really going on. I was a child. I didn't have any choice. I was under the age of 10 when my mom put a relaxer in my hair for the first time. My mom put relaxers in our hair and we had to keep that up. You get a relaxer every couple of months. You're getting the relaxer regularly. When I was in 8th grade, I remember this because I was running cross country and I had a cross country meet, and I got back from the meet. I went to go get my hair done. I had to get a relaxer, and this was when I was working at the salon too. And my boss, she put the relaxer in my head and it was burning so bad. It burned like hell. It literally felt like hell rented out a space on my head and it was just chilling there. And when my hair was pretty much done and I was getting it curled, my boss looked at me and she was like, Sandra, you have a bunch of scabs all over your scalp. You better hope your hair does not fall out. You might end up with some bald patches. And I remember I had a big old scab right here at the front. And that day I was like, oh yeah, I'm done with this. I ain't putting that in my hair ever again. I'm done. I was not putting no damn relaxer in my hair ever again. No ma'am. I've been natural since 8th grade. Now I'm not gonna do the math for y'all, but I'm in my early 30s now. So I've been on this time when it comes to the natural hair. So fast forward and I'm waitressing and I'm wearing my natural kinky texture hair. I'm throwing it up into a cute afro. I'm doing the twist outs. I'm doing all of this. You wanna know who is complimenting me on my hair the most? Older white people. I swear every single time I had like an older white couple that was kind of like middle class or upper middle class, and they were coming into the restaurant and I was serving them, and they would just always, like, they had to go out of their way to tell me how beautiful my hair was, showering me with compliments about my damn hair. So you mean to tell me that the white man is the one telling us that we can't wear our natural hair? This is self-imposed. The only other time that I had someone upset with me about my hair, I had a boyfriend and his mom hated my hair. She was one of them Michelle Obama broads where she had the little straight hair and she put the little tracks in the back. I could clock the tracks from a mile away. She would straighten her hair all the time. And me, I was very free spirited. This was during the era where I was getting tattoos and all that stuff. So I was very free spirited. I had my afro and all of that. And she did not like it to save her life. I can understand the tattoos, not liking those. I don't like my tattoos now. I want to get them removed. But when it comes to my natural hair, she did not like my natural afro textured hair. It pissed her off for some reason. And I remember she was looking at my hair. She's like, okay, so what are you gonna do with your hair? Are you gonna get your hair done? Like, I've only ever heard other black women put down natural hair, but it's somehow the white man. I don't get it. Maybe y'all do. It don't make no goddamn sense to me.
So you guys heard that. I think she made a few valid arguments. I just wish that whenever these girls set up their cameras to talk about how society oppresses them for how their hair looks, they refrain from referring to their hair as crazy, nuts, unpresentable, and the likes. Because girls, you are the very society you're complaining about. I can't wear my hair short, I'd look crazy. You're probably the only one who thinks so. Nobody else cares, if I'm keeping it real. Sure, you may not get your daily quota of hollers and catcalls, but stop making it seem like there's a crowd of people waiting to march you off to an asylum or to a stake to burn you for daring to besmirch their eyes with your terrifying hair. Like, that's just not the case. You don't like how you look.
You see all these different styles that she's done. Like, let's be so for real. And it's short in the twists. You just want to look like a white woman. You idolize them and then hate them at the same time. Just come out and say that instead of trying to hide it behind all this supremacy talk. Oh, well, if it looks crazy. You haven't taken the time to figure out what looks right, because sometimes when I'm doing my hair, sometimes it does look a mess. Guess what? I keep working with it. I keep looking up different videos. I look up inspo pictures. I will literally type into the search bar on Bing or Google and I will look up short natural styles on black women and I will find pictures and I will try them out. But see, that requires work. It requires effort. It requires time and dedication. And that's what a lot of broads don't have. They want instant gratification. They can't delay it to save their life. This requires a little bit of work, a little bit of research to see what works for you. But y'all don't want to do that. You want a one size fits all. You want it to be perfect right away. You don't want to have to work for and that's the problem.
There is no big, huge, serious repercussions for having short hair as a black woman in society that's so drastically different from what any other woman would experience. It all comes down to male attention. Men like longer hair, and you feel like it won't be in your best interest aesthetic-wise to wear your hair with no added extensions. What kills me is when I hear women trying to make this a huge political thing. No, you won't be mistaken for a man. I mean, this person especially wouldn't have that problem if we're keeping it real. No, you also won't be sent to the silos to carry sacks of wheat and barley on your bare shoulders because you have short hair. And you most likely won't be fired from your job as a professional TikToker too. It's 2025. Let's stop with the hyperbole, please. That being said, most of these concerns and hyperfixation on physical appearance from black women comes not from some higher systemic power that will crush you if you step a toe out of line, or in this case, a lock of hair out of line, but it's down to personal preference and what you think looks best on you. And I wish people would just admit that. There's a lot of fear mongering around why people can't wear their natural hair, when the answer is just, I don't think my real hair flatters me. And that's just what it is. That's a different issue that we can just talk about, I guess. Like I said, I do think she makes a few points. Look-wise, aesthetic-wise, on a more superficial level, longer hair on women is and will always be seen as more desirable. Well, I don't know about 50 or 100 years from now. Beauty standards do change. But as of now, that's the case. And a lot of women have had to succumb to it.
There are some men out here who prefer shorter hair on women. There are some women, their face structure, their bone structure looks better with short hair. Like their face, it looks better with short hair. There isn't a one size fits all, but it's like everyone wants to force this one size fits all for everybody. Why not just go on an adventure to find what fits you best?
Even being superficial, max out your pretty privilege. Yes, people should not treat others less or worse because they don't meet a certain beauty standard, but unfortunately, the world works that way for now. So if you can help it, always look good, or at least presentable. Just know where the line is. Just don't lose yourself trying to fulfill someone else's fantasy about you. For example, I don't believe that if the place you come from values lighter skin, then you should bleach your skin to fit in. That's where restraint and self-worth come in. I don't think if a man says, oh, I only like skinny girls, then you begin to starve yourself till you develop an eating disorder. Know when something is beneficial to you.
Now, if you're massively overweight, it wouldn't hurt to lose weight. And I'm in that boat. I got weight to lose. I'm waiting until I stop breastfeeding because of various reasons. Once I'm done breastfeeding, y'all, give me a few months. I'm gonna be a whole new broad, okay? A whole new broad. I'm gonna be a whole new broad, you guys. I think that there's nothing wrong with wanting to lose weight if you're overweight. If you go about it in an unhealthy way, then that is a problem.
We don't have to be extreme to make a point. You can max out your looks without hurting yourself or your self-esteem and that of your children after you, who will most likely take on certain features of yours. And I think that when you normalize speaking badly and negatively about yourself, you're already taking the wrong path. Someone under that TikTok says, so then what's the solution? Genuinely asking. She replies with, I'm giving a space for black women to be upset with the way society treats them.
The way society treats them? It's other black women that have a problem with it. It's not society, it's other blackity black women. Even on YouTube, I remember when I first started out, I did this video on Love Your Natural. That video has probably the most dislikes on my channel. I did a video on Love Your Natural, even though there's nothing really natural about her when it comes to like her hair and all sorts of stuff. Okay, Love Your Natural, let's go with that. But I did a video about her, and the insults that women were coming at me with were all extremely anti-black, and these are blackity black women. First thing they'll criticize is my hair. That's what they were dissing, my natural hair, fellow black women. So when I tell you this, I'm telling you this from experience. It's not society, it's other black women. Black women are the society that hates on natural hair. So we need to complain about ourselves.
Because I definitely saw how she reacted to one of the tiny unnecessary comments black women get about their hairstyles. This lady just finished complaining about the big bad society and the powers that be. Then someone got in her comments to say, yeah, because I'm tired of looking like civil rights activists when I try most of these styles.
And you see here, the creator of this video, she liked it. The irony, right? The irony of you saying this. I'm giving a space for Black women to be upset with the way society treats them. Fast forward. Yeah, because I'm tired of looking like a civil rights activist when I try these styles. That's another Black woman. You're denigrating your own hair. So it's not society, it's other Black women. And under the same video, you have conflicting responses. You're saying, I want to give a space for Black women to complain about society. Here comes the society complaining about Black hair, and you liked it. There you are, liking the very society that you want Black women to be able to complain about. I can't take these broads seriously. I really can't. Here's your society right here, broad, and you're a part of that society because you like the damn comments.
Her response, the scream I let out, facts.
So not only did you like it, you think that's facts. Bitch, you are the society. You are the one who hates Black hair. It has nothing to do with society. They will project that onto society so that it gives them a way to be a victim in the situation. It's just like that meme where you have them riding the bike, you know, the little person that's riding the bike and then they shove the stick into the spokes and then the bike falls over, then they're clutching their leg. Oh my God. That's this. Black women are riding the bike. They put the stick in the spokes, saying how much they hate their hair. Oh my God, natural short hair looks like civil rights hair. And then when they fall on their ass and they feel like they're undesirable because of it, oh my God, society hates Black women. No, Black women hate Black women, especially Black women who embrace being Black women.
But society, you're complaining about external forces treating Black women badly for their hairstyles, but then someone comes to the place you have the most power to mock Black hairstyles and promote the whole natural hair is equals to masculine and rough, and your response is to laugh and say, facts. That's an internal force that you could have easily squashed if you were so oppressed by people not liking your hair. Now, I'm not above mocking yourself or not taking yourself too seriously, but how are you raising concerns about people mistreating Black women for how their hair look and then laughing at someone likening natural hair to freedom fighters? That's why I'll never not see you complainers like the kid in this meme. You are the society you complain about.
That's another one. You say the white man won't get their foot up off our neck. Guess what? It's you. It's like Scooby-Doo. When you take the mask off and it's the same person that called them. It's you. So when I'm talking about wigs and weaves and things like that, I'm not attacking women who genuinely, like, if they could, they would, right? If they had hair growing out of their head, they would. I'm not talking about those women. I'm not going to sit over here and make it seem like they're stupid or anything like that for wearing a wig to cover up, you know, bald spots. I'm not saying that. It's the women out here who could wear their hair. They're choosing not to. And then on top of that, they're hating on the natural texture that grows out of their head and then talking trash about the women who embrace it. This is why I have that series and I'm working on the next video for it. This is why I have that series that women are the biggest misogynists out there. Women hate women the most. And that's another example where you will have Black women that embrace their natural hair. They embrace that about themselves. And it will be other Black women that are the main ones hating on her, criticizing her, saying she has civil rights hair, this, that, and the third, and that's the part.
If you wore your hair out as is, nobody would care. You happen to care, and now you're making it everyone else's problem. But you still don't want to do anything to correct that. The only people who would care when you wear your natural hair out, short, long, whatever, are other wig warriors and low-quality men that you shouldn't even be trying to attract anyways. If a man only prefers you in wigs, why is that even someone you should be trying to attract? But that's just me. I'm not about to tell grown women who to be attracted to or who to date, whatever. Now, I agree that wanting longer hair should not be demonized. It's not a bad thing at all. A lot of women want long hair. That's why all these scams of snake oil, batana oil, applesauce oil, and the rest of them always come in surges and clear women's pockets. Everyone is looking for magic in a bottle. Hell, I'll probably still fall for a scam like that in the future. They'll get me one of these days. What can I say? Most women want longer hair. That's a fact.
This would be my ponytail without hair extensions. I've such thin hair. Right?
I got you, babe.
Takes a village.
Yes.
And it gives you versatility. You can have any look you like. Hey, long hair, short hair. Any of y'all wear pieces?
By the way, you mentioned white girls, but yellow girls are also getting on this bandwagon. Ho, 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 ho. At the end of the show... No,
What is it that Messy Michonne says? White women do it too. Shout out to Messy Michonne. All races of women are wearing pieces in their hair to give them volume, okay? This is not something that's exclusive to black women wearing, weave and things like that. That's not the problem. The problem is y'all choose to put their weave in your hair. It's just like when, you'll have women that get the wrong foundation and it looks a mess on them because the face don't match the neck. It's just like that.
It's not self-hating to want or fake longer hair. Length is not something you were born with. Anyone can grow or cut their hair. If you have long hair and you want a short hairstyle but don't want to cut your hair, you're allowed to fake short hair. By fake, I mean get creative, fold it, tuck it, nip it, cover it, I don't know.
There's so many different things that you can do. You have to get creative, but guess what? Creativity takes work. It takes work and effort and time and trial and error. Bras don't want to do that.
The main focus of the natural hair community was normalizing the texture you were born with. If your hair is kinky and you put in straight clippings and leave out your type 4 hair in front, you look crazy. I mean, sure, the hair may probably blend for like 14 and a half minutes after beating it down to submit and flattening away its wheel and resistance. But when you go out and the humidity hits,
even just looking at this does not look healthy. Your hair looks stringy. It does not look healthy. Healthy hair is good hair.
When you accept your texture and work with textures that are closer to yours, it's different.
I hate 4C hair. It's not that you hate 4C hair. Well, yeah, she probably hates 4C hair. You're trying to get it to do something it's not meant to do. It's like you're trying to shove a circle into a square. It doesn't work that way. Stop trying to do things with your hair that it's not meant to do. You're not even giving this a real effort because let's be so for real. What you could do if you really wanted to straighten your 4C hair and be able to do this, you need to first stretch your hair. You can stretch it by holding the hair out like this, putting the heat on it like that, not trying to use that flimsy ass, first of all, that shit doesn't even work in the first place. That's always gonna fly off. You're better off using the fan and then getting you a brush. That's much better. But like I said, that requires effort. No, I want instant gratification. I want to just be able to go through it like this and then just get the same results as a woman with looser texture hair. Bitch, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You have to figure out how to do what you need to do for your texture of hair. If you did want to straighten that 4C hair of yours, you have to go about it a different way. The same method isn't going to work for the same broad. Lazy. You broads are lazy. You don't even want to get to know your 4C hair. What I described to you guys, the stretching and all that stuff, you get that knowledge when you take the time to get to know your hair. Maybe if you loved on your hair a little bit more and got to know your hair, you wouldn't be frustrated like this. Again, this is actually Julie. Shout out to the good sis. Definitely go show her some love.